Hey, Michael, how are you?
Hi, Adam. How's everything going?
Busy?
Yeah, I'll bet. Shahid mentioned that you connected with him to close out any questions that he had.
Yes, yeah. We went over a few things earlier today.
Okay.
The biggest thing I want to go over today is that card that I put in Trello yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's it for now.
This one, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, all right, cool. Let's see if let me just ping Shahid. Oh, same. So he's got that. There we go. Yeah, let's just give him 1 sec. So let's see. There he is. All right, I think we're all here. I don't know if we're expecting Tom.
I don't know.
No, okay.
He might be traveling out to the West Coast, so we may or may not have him.
All right. So first off, I guess we got the account page stuff squared away, right?
Yeah, so there was a couple of things. I noticed that he added the fields and they were on the bottom.
Yep.
So they are there.
Okay.
There's a few changes to the account page that I'll have to make, but I have to look something up in CRM, and all it is values inside a pick field. So
Okay.
I will take care of that when I figure out the properties inside CRM first.
Okay, cool. All right. And then on the demo side, so does the demo go on the opportunity or the separate demo record? So it's a related record, right? It's because it's its own object.
Well, well, yes and no, because that question leads into one of the other questions I posted there. And if you go back to that, if you go back to that, so question number 2, how
Yeah.
many demos per op? The answer is 1. However, there may be a possibility of 2. And that's kind of like what Anthony and Tom and I were discussing yesterday, because if we're really only dealing with 1, then I'm fine with having just a lookup field on the form itself. But even if there's the possibility of ever there having more than 1 demo per op, obviously we will need a related list.
Yeah.
So that's why, Anthony, I know we talked about this before, but with how much certainty can you say that there will never be, or there definitely will be, at least 1 opportunity that might have multiple separate demos associated with it?
Just a question though, before that, like, for example, this demo request has a lot of data in it.
Yeah, this one was specifically made for GI. We may have to do a separate record type for ENT.
Yeah.
Or maybe not even well, I mean, I guess depending on these answers from Anthony, we may have to trim this down a little bit.
But that's kind of my point. Like, I think either way, this should be a separate record.
It will be, but I just don't know if we're adding a related list to the opportunity screen, or if it's just going to be like a field that's a lookup, you know what I mean?
I see. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So Anthony, if you can hear us, the having
So
multiple
to
demos.
answer your question, yeah, multiple demos per op. Like you and I spoke the other day, that would only result in almost like a mistake and a do-over, because the second demo is not going to increase the dollar amount, right? So in other words, if we had and I'm just thinking in terms of equipment transit, if it had to go back a second time, which it's not a good look. I just don't, it's ultra rare.
What would happen if like the demo was defective? Has that ever happened?
But I would just change the dates It wouldn't be, it wouldn't be,
A different record?
it wouldn't be a second demo.
Because like in that scenario, don't you have to return one piece of equipment, there's tracking on it, and then you're sending out another piece?
Yeah, so the demo count shouldn't rise from that. And no, it wouldn't be two concurrent demos occurring simultaneously.
Are there assets, Adam, associated with the demo requests?
That's actually part of the question. So the way we have it set up right now is, or I should say, the way that I noted down on that card yesterday, on that Trello card. There's obviously the product price, the product line items from the opportunity itself.
Yeah.
But if we're going to be adding products to the demo, can you go back real quick to that Trello card? I forget how I
It's
worded
right here,
it. and it was-
sorry. I'm trying, can you see both of them?
Yep.
Okay.
So is demo equipment list part of the opportunity product list? No, we need a separate product list on the demo record,
Yeah.
which products can be added, no prices. Okay. So there will have to be a related list
I
on
think,
the actual demo record. Well, I'll leave the must or not must up to Anthony, but I foresee a list of products on the demo record, which would be a part of the demo, rather than having just like a text box where they type in what they need.
yeah,
Well, hang on, just one quick second, because I want to make sure, I'm saying the right thing, and I'm also answering this question. So in other words, did the demo take place? Yes, that gets captured.
Mhm.
What product line, right? So acoustics, stroboscopy, networking, right? From there, remember the ENT reps, they're kitted out with their own equipment, pretty much 90 some odd % of the way. It's the offbeat chance that they're going to need something from Montvale.
Right.
Right. So that's the stuff that they are not in possession of would be the only things that would be requested through Salesforce. Okay. So to have a list of equipment that's populating in this field that says config products for parent demo crate,
Mhm.
90% of the time, if not more, that's going to be blank. And
So
if they
then
do have to
you should
request
still be
something,
associating it with the record though, even though it's in their vehicle now. How else are you tracking who has what?
it's just known that each rep has these assets. They're there to deploy at their own will. Okay.
Yeah, I
What
think
tells
my
us-
point is though, don't you want to say this demo has this specific set of assets? Even though
So
they
just go
have
in-
it.
All right, hang on, because the other call in the back room is driving me nuts. It's hard.
It's me, sorry. Hold on.
By selecting the product line, that will suffice for Tom and myself to know what type of demo it is. When we see it's acoustics for 25,000, or we see stroboscopy for $250,000, we know basically what it's comprised of. We know what all the products are for the most part that will roll up to that dollar amount, that will yield that dollar amount. So to know which items in there, it's too much information, particularly if they have to manually populate it. So I understand we need to request things from Montvale, and that has to be tracked. And that's where, the same element on the GI side, Adam, when you're requesting things, that's why I want to just put in that mechanism. But most times we're not going to be using that, but it has to be there for the times that we do. So, I mean, listen, if it's easy to do and automatically populates, great. But this is not something I would ever ask a rep to do. This is just a huge time drag.
Okay, so got it. Michael, can you let Lewis in? He's waiting to be let in.
Looks like he's on, but
Yeah, it says he's, because he just texted me, he's waiting to be let in. Anyway, so Anthony, and maybe I'm just, and I will not maybe, but obviously I'm very much used to the way the GI one works. So I still have to kind of catch up with the way the ENT one
So,
functions as far as
With
demos.
this, Yeah, because again, the GI one operates on products requested because they do not have any assets at their disposal, right? They don't have their own allocation.
Correct.
So we do. And it's just for the oddball product that we don't have. Maybe it's broken. Maybe we had to lend it to another rep. Whatever the background story is, that's irrelevant. So when we need to request something, so if this populates here based on the request, that's fine. That helps in, that solves the asset tracking element. Okay. But if it doesn't automatically populate here, I could care less because I know what they're doing and I know what the dollar amount is. And then ultimately I can go to the quote to find out what's what. So that's fine.
So so let me ask you this first before you continue. When you say, because you keep saying you're familiar with the dollar amount and the type of demo amount, you said stroboscopy, etc. Are you know that because of the products that are added to the opportunity, or is there something else I'm missing? Because how would you know that? There's no feature right now on the opportunity that asks what kind of opportunity this is.
So remember that this is the wrong term, but that second sub layer, and that's kind of how I reference it. Are you doing a demo? Yes. What is the product line?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
If I pick stroboscopy and I see 140,000, not that I would have it dead to rights, but I can pretty much, detail out 85, 90+% of what's going to be on that quotation based on that dollar amount. So I don't need to know the per. I'm just interested in the product line and the total. The per item basis, that's going to flush out in the quote.
Right.
So I don't need to see that here, but I also fully understand, the 2 out of 10 chance when reps need an asset from Montvale or elsewhere, that information has to be requested and captured. So to me, doing it in the demo stage, just like GI, is the most logical and likely the least amount of work.
Okay, so let me ask you, Michael, can you scroll up so we can see that image for a second that I attached? Because I want to go off of that for a moment. Obviously, I know this isn't set in stone, but I'm using this as a reference. So product line. So Anthony, so if they select, let's say, stroboscopy, whatever the dollar amount, where you said $140 million, do you want that dollar amount to populate somewhere, or are you just telling me that for reference? Because that's the other part where I'm kind of lost.
So that's the second bullet point, right? So in other words, what I should have done on the image that's highlighted, right? So product line, I should have put the 4 or 5 selections. And again, the way I think is just like a drop down menu. Okay.
Yep.
So it could be acoustics, it could be endoscopy, stroboscopy, networking, sinuscopes, right? So those are kind of like 5 of our pillars.
Okay.
You would check that. And then whether it came from another field, whether they populated it manually or whether the quotation was done through the ERP and that number was very precise, there is an estimated revenue.
Which there is, right?
Okay, so that's where the revenue comes in. Now, if it's in the very early stages and the quotation doesn't get generated for like another week or 2 because we're still like right sizing the opportunity, then all we have to go off of is the estimated revenue field manually populated by the rep, which is fine. Once the quote is issued, that should be that's what should be taken as gospel.
Okay, so then Michael, can you go into the opportunity for a second? So Anthony, in the
It's weird, I got bumped out. Huh. The heck?
I think you were looking at it's trying to log you into production for some reason.
That's interesting. Is the opportunity in production and the thing?
No, I have a feeling that it might have been either like hard coded or something, but so let's take a look at can you if you can open up any opportunity, so we take a look.
Interesting. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's look at another opportunity.
All right, so scroll down to the white form. All right, so over here, there's actually 2 dollar amounts. There's One is called amount and one is called estimated deal amount. And I don't remember off the top of my head which one, but one of those gets populated based on the product you add to the opportunity product line. And the other one allows the rep to put in their own value of what they, I think it's the estimated one, of what they
Hang
think.
Please,
Opportunity will
please
be.
stop moving the screen. I just want to like zero in on this.
Yeah, the one which I auto-populate from the product, that is the standard field.
Yeah, here they are. Sorry, I don't know what
Yeah.
happened there. It's weird. I guess because this is not saved, it's trying to force me to.
Okay,
So you'll have the ability to have two dollar amounts if you want. You know, they can.
yeah, so in other words, one might be 200,000, for estimated, and then the real amount should be backfilled by whatever the quote. dictates,
Exactly.
Like
Yes.
202,400, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so then I guess, okay, so then that makes sense. And then on the opportunity, I'm sorry, on the demo request is where you would have the drop down with the product lines. So let me ask you this, is there a scenario in which a demo contains more than one product line?
Yes.
Okay, so you need to have the ability to select more than one.
So yes, there could no, I said that wrong. Forgive me. Per account, there can be multiple simultaneous demos, but it would be 2 opportunities because they're either or propositions, right? So in other words, you can win op 1, but not op 2. You could win them both. You could lose op 1 and win op 2.
But I think you're saying within the demo request, Adam, or?
Yeah, within the demo request. Okay, good. So then
These are product line items is what we're saying. You would have more than one product?
no, so essentially towards the top of the demo request, we would have a field that asks the rep to pick a product line. And I was kind of hoping the answer is no, one product line per demo, because
Yeah.
that just allows a regular pick list, which makes this worlds easier.
Yeah. Sound like
So then you would have a pick list, and then you would have your 5 or 6 product lines listed. Okay, so then based on that,
So there's
well,
always going to be, if the demos, the way I'm visualizing this, the demos are going to be associated per op.
right.
correct.
Okay. So I'm thinking out loud. Yeah, you can run 2 simultaneous demos at the same institution, and they're uncorrelated.
Yeah, it's a
No,
one
hold
to
on a second.
many.
Hold
to
on.
many.
Let's get the terminology down right, because you're saying 2 demos. It's really 1 demo per opportunity, so 2 opportunities per account. Right?
Well, yeah, I mean that's a given. I mean, you can have a ton of opportunities per account. There's different things in play.
No, I know. I just don't want Michael and Shahid to get mixed up with what we're trying to convey.
But in other words, I could be dealing with one physician
Yes.
and have one opportunity for product line A and have a separate opportunity for product line B. And they're both independent of each other.
Exactly. That's what we're looking to do. Yeah.
So is this the old? This is the old BANT still? Or is it-
We're not using that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
again,
just- I think it's just the account, right? That I'm looking at this, the problem. Yeah, so in other words, an account can have many opportunities, and any opportunity can have 1 or more demos. And inside of a demo, there could be multiple product line items, but
No.
we're going to use a multi-pick list, or how are we going to do that?
no, but that's exactly what I was saying before. We have to use the right terminology for this.
Yeah,
One account can have multiple opportunities,
yeah.
but each opportunity can only have 1 demo.
But we're still using a related record.
No, we don't have to. We can just use a regular lookup field.
But you're saying, but there has to be a record, like not a related list, but a record, because there's.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. A lookup record, a lookup field to a kind of like you see where it says demo contact Michelle Alice
Yeah,
right in the screen. No, on the bottom. Well, that too, but
yeah, that's the account, right?
yeah, I'm just using that as an example, Michael. So that demo contact, that's basically, it would say, demo record or whatever. Clicking that would bring, I know this is the demo screen. I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah, I get
Click,
it.
clicking that would bring us into the record.
But to be clear, all you're saying is on the opportunity, you don't want a related list of demos. You want it to be a lookup, but with still a one-to-many, like it's potentially one-to-many relationship because it's a unique record called demo request.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would be one-to-one.
Yeah, but we're not creating a set of fields on the opportunity in a section of field.
No, just exactly. We're just creating one field. We're just creating one field that is a lookup to the demo list.
Yep, I got it.
Perfect. So, and then on that demo, we will have on the demo record, we will have a related list, which allows us to add product.
Okay, so there's no, so here's a related list. We're saying it's not pick list, but we still have a related list of products for this.
Yeah.
Yep,
yeah.
I think we're saying the same
And
thing.
it's not going to be the config crate thing because that's a GI specific thing. It's just it's going to be a regular lookup list to well, it'll have to be well, we'll have to take a look at that, or Shahid could probably figure out a way because it'll obviously have to. So Anthony, let me ask you, you don't, on the demo itself, you don't need to see the price, correct?
No, I would imagine the opportunity, that would be the
Yeah.
most visible place for it.
I mean,
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to double check. So yeah, so then just a regular product lookup, a related list that points to the product that they can add.
yeah, so like this, except it's just another, it's just not called config crate or whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Just to the actual product object. And then can you go back to details?
So Adam, I have a suggestion here, okay? So
Sure.
the demo request, we can use the demo request, which we are using on the GI account, okay?
Yeah.
But maybe like the demo request we can have for the, for the ENT team, we can have a separate page layout where we can show only the related list to the product.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'll probably have to trim out some of these fields because demo audit ENT doesn't use, for example, and some of these other things like lift gate required. Anthony, I think you said once that you guys don't need any of that stuff, right?
Say that again, Adam, one more time.
The demo audit, I know ENT doesn't use unless something's changed, but I heard you guys don't use demo audit.
Correct.
And things like lift gate required, like you rarely deliver to like the what do you call it? I want to say docking station. That's the word I'm looking for. What am I looking for?
The loading area.
Loading dock. Right?
Yeah, I mean, Adam, once in every 5 years, man.
Okay. Well, I'm just so we can trim this down. So and it's essentially, but yeah. So Shahid is right. Have a separate. Obviously, yeah. I don't want to use what we're using for GI. Use a separate layout for ENT. Have that related product line, product list towards the bottom. You know, we'll have. There's a couple of other things on that image that we might want, and selecting the product line. That's just informational, right? You don't want that to actually calculate anything specific, Anthony, right? When a person selects the product, when a rep selects the product line, it's just so that anyone looking at the demo request will see what they're actually demoing, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And Adam, I will just make it another page layout to remove the demo audit, and maybe like if there is anything else, so you and me, we can connect and we can just figure out the page layout. Small
That works
changes,
for me.
yeah.
Yep, that works for me. Perfect. I'm trying to think what else. So, and there's a couple of other, oh yeah, so one of the other things on that image I know is the department, I believe. I don't have the image in front of me,
Sorry,
but
give-
I think it's department. And I guess we're due to the way Salesforce is made, we're probably going to have to go with more of a flat tree where everything will be sort of in a row, right? I would imagine.
sorry, what were we referencing?
So you see that section that says department visited?
Yeah.
So we have like the third line is clinic, you know, and then sub bullet point hospital, sub bullet, like I know Salesforce doesn't have anything that goes, that's a tree when it comes to a pick list.
We
It's just,
could do one dependency.
uh,
You could say clinic.
yeah, we could. I mean, I know we use it on GI for the account section. Is that, I mean, do you want to do that, Anthony? Have two separate fields to contain all this?
Yeah, I mean, certainly. So in other words, like I'm trying to think of an analogy here, right? So if, let's say, as an analogy, you know how we make certain things immovable objects when you're entering in a contact, right? You have to have an email, you have to have a name, you have to have certain things. So I envisioned kind of to populate things on the demo request tab. You have to answer the question, demo, yes or no. You have to answer the question, do you need equipment sent from Montvale? Yes or no. If yes, then you have the whole calendar thing. You have to answer department visited. And these would just be drop downs selectable by the rep. But in other words, we would just make those an immovable object so we can collect data on it for whatever we want to do in the future.
All right, so then for the department visitors though, wouldn't that require 4 pick lists? If they're gonna,
Listen, we can certainly simplify it. It does not have to be, we can make everything one level, right? So in other words, where I kind of make a sub-level hospital, whatever, we can just move that stuff over.
because otherwise, like if you select clinic, then you have another field that asks you to select, okay, hospital or ASC. And then if you select hospital, you need a third one that says ENT, speech, radonc. And if you select ENT, you'll need a fourth field that says inpatient or clinic again.
Wouldn't it make more sense just to have this as a multi-pick list called department visited?
That's kind of where I was leading,
I think
just
that's easier.
Okay.
and so in the product, I forget what the product segments in the and GI are selected the same way on the opportunity. I don't know if you remember that, Anthony.
Kind of fuzzy.
So Michael, can you go back to an opportunity, any opportunity? And then scroll down, oh, okay, and then in the white area, where is it? Where is it? Somewhere here should be. What the hell is it? There should be a thing that says product segment.
Hey, while I see this,
Yeah,
do you see the category investigation preparation?
no, not anymore. Where is that? Oh, because you're looking at the ENT one.
So you see it, the second box down in the white tab, investigation preparation.
Yeah.
I like all of that.
Well, we brought that over from CRM.
Oh, okay, perfect, perfect.
Mike, can you open up a GI opportunity?
Sure, one sec. Let's see. Misunderstood. I thought you wanted that.
No. So like any one of those, like, yeah, I like this. This should work. And then if you scroll down, oh, right there, product segments should be right column, first one on top. So edit that. You see how that looks, Anthony?
That's great.
So that's what your department visitor would look like, and it allows you to select more than one.
Perfect.
Okay. And then we'll make it so that it says, I know it may be a little cumbersome, but it'll be like clinic dash hospital dash ENT dash inpatient.
Fine. Awesome.
Okay. All right. And then Michael, on that card, if it helps, I can go in there and create the actual pick list values, combine. So so you see what it looks like.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So equipment needed. So we kind of went through that a little bit. So now let's talk about the approval process itself, because I know you need 2 stages of approval, right? I think. One is do we actually have does Bill Kiley have the actual equipment? And the other approval is for if it's actually a qualified demo, or what's the approval for?
Can you put that image front and center again? So one is RSD approval. Basically, one is coming from Montvale to an account. So you have the whole DocuSign element, and then the other one is shipping direct to a territory sales manager. So it's kind of the same approval, I guess, but it just has a different destination.
Okay, so the rep they'll have to obviously, submit it, wait for the regional to approve it, but it'll still be on the rep to click the DocuSign button.
And that's going to load the contact that they have chosen.
I mean, yeah, it'll work the same way it works on the GI side. Except I'll create a new thing on the DocuSign end so that it goes to, I guess, who you said yesterday, Andrea and Bill?
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the hard stop. And then I guess they're just going to have to be trained on it, right? So the rep will request the asset, I guess an automated email that populates a lot of the key information from Salesforce, gets sent to them. They verify if it's in internal inventory, and they either approve it because they have it or decline it because they don't have it. And then some type of messaging should go back to the TSM and RSM, with the outcome.
All right, so then the rep actually doesn't do the doesn't do the DocuSign unless they get an approval, correct?
Correct. Yeah, if they send a DocuSign and we don't have it, that's a bad day.
Okay, I mean, so right now in GI, Carlo and Dylan, they check to make sure everything is in order.
Yeah, so if there's some type of messaging saying, hey, we have the asset, please feel free to proceed to send DocuSign, and then they have to do it.
Okay.
And then I approve it somewhere in the mix.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we do have emails exchanging back and forth for that, so that could be templatized for ENT as well for that process.
Great.
So Adam, can you just make sure that I'm going to tag you on this part to make sure that we capture who sends the approval, who gets the approval, and then what's valid needs to be validated. Like if there's no approval, they can't send the DocuSign.
Yep.
And I don't know if I missed anything there, but just maybe double check it.
Yeah, I'll jump in there after the call and I will make the proper additions. Let's go back to that for a second. Okay, so duration, whenever. So you're just asking from a demo start date, demo end date right there?
Which are different than the transit dates. Right, so in other words, must be on site October 3rd, demo starts October 5th.
I think we actually have all those fields in the current demo request. Michael,
Yeah,
can you?
all that was already done. That's sorted for you. That existed on the GI side. That okay. I'm just straight copying.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I looked at the demo form, but so that should be a precise shipping address. Okay, different billing. So let me ask you that precise shipping address, if different from billing, when they're filling out the demo request, this is what they're going to be seeing. Not exactly like this, but something very similar to this. So if the address different than billing, I mean, how do you envision that working? Do you want the shipping address of the account pre-populated, or do you want them to check and fill it out how do you foresee the process here?
Yeah, so in other words, it may have to get checked in and squared away with Biomed. So maybe it goes to Biomed. Maybe it has to go to shipping and receiving before it makes its way up to the clinic. So in other words, they need the latitude to populate, whatever nuance whether it's different department, to get an asset into a facility properly, it's almost certainly never going to be the billing address. Billing address is like a corporate office off-site, typically,
Right.
couple blocks away. It's going to be rare that, you know, it is the billing address unless it's a private practice. So yeah, they need to find out exactly the precise destination they want the asset to go to.
So I would recommend just, I guess, so that it's all, you know, for uniformity, that they should probably always fill out the address on the demo request.
That's fine. It's got to be someplace.
Even if it matches the account's ship to address, they should probably still fill it out on the demo form regardless. You know, just so that it matches, so that it's uniform, and so that they kind of get into the habit of actually filling it out. Because if it is different and they oversee it, then that might cause issues.
Yeah, and that's fine. And keep in mind, this is going to be the infrequent option, so it's not going to be a big pain in the ass for the guys.
Okay. All right. So the address is there, then duration. Okay, so then that's the dates that I mentioned. So delivery date and time, pickup date and time, actual demo start, actual. Okay, so we do have a bunch of date fields. So then okay, that's not an issue. For shipping, duration for the actual demo. Sorry, I'll work with Carlos when. Okay, so that's the DocuSign we talked about, and desired asset is available. Okay, and then that's to make sure that we actually have it available. Via internal Salesforce calendar. Can you explain that a little bit?
That's a scheduling tool. Right, remember what I just said, right? Asset has to be there on the 3rd. You know, the asset will be cleaned on the 4th. Demo starts on the 5th. So I just remember a drop-down calendar where we selected these dates.
Yes,
That's what I was
okay.
referring to there.
Okay, perfect. So that already does exist. That's good. Is there, so one thing that I would suggest a change, that very first bullet point on the image that says demo, yes, no. Would it make sense to put that question on the actual opportunity, so that if it's no, you just go about your day and continue with the opportunity, but if it's yes, we either run some sort of validation rule that prevents them from, I don't know, closing the opportunity before there's a demo attached to it. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's fine. You know, again, what we desire is something is, you know, tabulating the demos. So if on the opportunity page, we check demo yes, and then all of a sudden that springs to life the demo tab, then that's fine. Then they go and populate the demo tab, right? That's going to have to be required.
Right.
But listen, it's lovely. There are times we don't have to demo and then they buy. That's the best.
Here's a question, Shahid. I guess this is a question for you. Using some sort of validation rule or something on the object, if I remember correctly, but I want you to let me know. If I select yes, can I trigger a process within Process Builder that will automatically create a related demo record and fill out the appropriate lookup field on the opportunity?
Yes, that can be possible.
Okay, that would make things a lot easier, because then the rep, if they do select yes for demo required, then that link will automatically appear. It'll look like sort of like what you're
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at there. That says
Yeah.
test the account, and then Anthony, they'll be able to click it and fill out the rest of the demo information.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So that'll make things easier. And then,
It will create the demo request record automatically, will populate the lookup on the opportunity automatically. So the
Yeah,
Anthony needs to.
exactly. And then so as far as the demo record being created, the only thing that should be pre-filled is what, obviously what account it's attached to. Everything
What
else
account and what opportunity? What account and what
I'm
opportunity?
sorry, yeah, I meant what opportunity. Well, account. So yeah, both of those. Everything else should be up to the rep to fill out. So
Exactly.
just those two fields, and then okay, all right. I mean, I think we're in a pretty good place as far as the demo goes. Is there anything on that image that we may have skipped, Anthony?
No, I mean, I think we got our arms wrapped around it. That's good.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna jump into that Trello card and add sort of like the little bit of info that might be needed, including that list, the multi-select list, and then I think we should be in a good place. Will it be possible to have this a workable demo by next Thursday?
Yeah, that's fine. Adam, I have one point. I want to share my screen, okay?
Go ahead.
I think we discussed previously, but I just want to, I find out one solution, if that's okay with you or not, okay?
Sure.
So, you remember, like you told me that when you are on the account page, okay?
Yep.
Yeah. And you would like to create a new opportunity from here, okay? When you
Yeah.
click on new opportunity from here, so the only point you say that it's not auto-populating, like we already have the option that to select the account name here, but you say that it
Yeah.
will be nice to auto-populate, okay? So I did this work, okay, but the only difference is that, like once you are on the account page, sorry, 1 second. If you are on the account page, instead of clicking on this new button, if I make it a new button like here, because this is, I just make it new opportunity, and we will remove this new button. And you click on new opportunity here, and it will auto-populate the, let's say that if I select ENT, it will auto-populate the account name.
So I mean,
the only difference-
yeah, that idea works fine, but this will have to work for ENT and GI.
Yeah, it will work for both. If you want for both, or if you want for one, I can do whatever, like whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll have to be for both because before
Yeah,
we
it will-
implemented the flow, the visual force, you know, it kind of already had that built in. That's why we can't strip anyone of a feature that already existed, unfortunately. But if this is a
No,
workaround, I think that's fine.
Yeah, so no, it will work. I can do it for both. That's what I'm asking. But the only difference is that instead of clicking on this new button, you will click only on this new button, and I will just remove this.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony, do you see any issues with that? I don't really think that's a big deal, but I mean, it's really up to Anthony.
I'm sorry, one more, guys. I'm like,
So,
the signal
right,
on his end keeps dropping in and out.
so you see how on the opportunity list, there's a new button you click to create an opportunity for this account?
What it's highlighted right now, new opportunity flow.
No. It's, could put the cursor over the old new button if you could, whoever's sharing their
This-
screen.
This one.
So this is the old way.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the order.
The new way would
And
be
this is
clicking that new button you noticed.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's fine because the way I always did is I clicked, like coming from, I'm just trying to think of like the framework. Yeah, this is fine. Whatever.
Okay.
You know, these guys are not gonna know anything because they've never used it before. This is
All
fine.
right. So let's do it for both, Shahid, for GI and ENT, and I'll just explain to Bob that the button had to move.
Okay. So only the button position is moved. Only like instead of this button, the button will be the top
Correct.
of the page. Yeah.
Which actually brings me to another question. So Anthony, if you remember on the GI side, when a new opportunity was created, you filled out the initial information and you clicked save. The opportunity screen brought you directly into qualification. You remember that?
I do.
Now, will that be the same for ENT or?
Yes, because we also agreed that reps would have the ability to go backwards and that RSDs can pull opportunities backwards if certain key pieces of information are missing. So yeah, like, you know, in a perfect world, I would love it if there was some type of automated way it would, you know, progress you forward. So yeah, that's fine by me.
The reason I'm asking is because the initial stage is prospecting, but technically prospecting is that first screen you fill out. So when you submit it, it should technically bring you directly into qualification.
I did for yeah, Adam. I did
So I would
already
have
for
to
the,
see an overlay. So
Is
you're
there
saying
any-
like a lot of things are redundant.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Is there any way that I can have control of this screen? Or does that
To
not,
me,
or does that not work in Zoom? Can I have, oh, request remote control? Can I,
See if I can figure this out. Who can
I-
share?
yeah, I can, if you send the request, I can give it to you.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, I sent the request.
So now approve. Now you have.
Okay, I got it. Perfect. So Anthony, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, so this is the best way to explain it. Opportunity. Okay. And so first GI, so that I can show you this. Test, whatever. Yes, and
So let me just have a sidebar. You see how you populate something and then something brand new appeared to be populated again?
yeah,
That's how I envisioned it when I created that image that we were discussing earlier, if
right.
that helps. I know we just decided everything, but that's just a little background from me.
I got it.
All right, next.
That's actually a feature Salesforce just added like a month or two ago.
All right.
Found it. So anyway, so next. So we're working with the GI side.
Sure.
All right. So I created a new opportunity in GI. It brings me directly into qualification, not prospecting, because prospecting was that small form I just filled out.
Ah, okay.
You with me so far? So my
yeah.
question for you is for ENT, is that the same methodology, or is prospecting something completely different in ENT than it is from GI?
Let me just take a look at the fields. This is a great catch. Thank you.
So so now I'm pretending to be ENT. Fill this out.
Is that the account you
Don't
want?
select this account. Don't
Yeah,
select the testing account.
why? This is production. Who cares? I mean, this is Sandbox. The hell am I saying? This is Sandbox. Who cares?
Okay, but
See, I would imagine that you also want to start at qualification rather than prospecting, since
Let me just do a quick glance. Can you just expand? Well, there is nothing to expand in my position.
no.
Let me ask you this, right? So take a look at opportunity information demo date. Is that going to be synced up to everything that we were talking earlier today?
Whoops. Oh, down here. Yeah, I mean, we could carry that. I don't know why this field is here, but we can carry that over.
Yeah, if the same data populates in multiple places, that's fine. That would be appealing, actually. Okay.
My question is, regardless of the fields, is there a difference, prospecting versus qualification in GI and ENT? I'm trying to see where your landing page is, so to speak.
Yeah, can you just scroll down? I just want to make sure that scroll down a little more. Okay, all right, you can go back up. Now go on to the next tab, qualification.
Oh,
you need to select the stage and then
it says primary contact.
no, primary contact is required on the closed one. You need to select the qualification. You didn't select the qualification. Yeah.
I mean, why can't we automate this, first of all? Why do I need to click two things?
Okay. Can you select the primary contact? Maybe primary contact is required.
Yeah, so primary contact. But we already have a primary contact in Salesforce on the account level. Anthony, you want a separate one for each opportunity?
Yeah, they certainly can be different.
Okay,
You know, if there was just a red asterisk up front, because the frustration that we all witnessed you go through is going to happen, you know, all day, every day to the reps. So if they just know this, and again, you know, it's reasonably smart. It landed you on the account that you wanted, so they can just go ahead and click. Yeah, because different people can be heading up different things.
okay.
All right, so
That's fine.
now the white section, did it change?
No, no.
You need to select and then mark it as the current stage.
All right, so hit current stage for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, then scroll down. Nothing changed. Or is it completely duplicate?
No, I mean, the page doesn't change. None of this information changes. The biggest thing that changes is the stage that you're in and the probability.
That's right. All right. So yeah, the landing page would be qualification then.
Okay. So then, Shahid, like we talked about before, the way that GI does it, that it lands in qualification after you submit the info. We also wanted to start here for the ENT.
Okay. And the primary contact I will auto populate from the account. So even if he
Well,
wants
no,
to change it.
don't do that, because like Anthony said, each opportunity can have a different primary contact depending on what they're working on.
Yeah, because we're involved in multiple departments within an account. So it's kind of silly that you have to pick one per account. You know, we could be in radiation oncology. We could be in radiology. We can be in ENT. So
Okay, no problem.
Maybe it would it, so Anthony, let me ask you, would it maybe, in your case, in ENT's case, would it maybe be helpful, since it's a required field anyway, to select the primary contact here during prospecting?
not here
No?
on the
Okay.
opportunity level, to be honest with you.
Well,
Is
this
that-
is the opportunity level. This is just the first screen.
Okay, so on the new creation, forgive me, yes. Then yes, this would be very appropriate. And if it can choose, like if Hopkins has 15 people, if it can pre-populate the 15, then yeah, you pick the winner.
So Shahid, can we add that here? Once the account is
Yeah, I can.
populated?
Yeah, it will
Then-
not like drop down, but it will like similar like the account.
Yeah,
They can
exactly.
search from, yeah. No problem.
Perfect. Okay,
Okay.
I'm giving you back control. How do I give back control?
No, control is with me already. Even if you didn't give me the control, I still have the control.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay, so yeah, so let's do that. That way they can select the primary contact right on the prospecting part, and then they won't have to bother with that. And then it'll land them directly into the qualification for ENT.
Yeah. So
Right.
Adam, I would like to have like a meeting with you on Tuesday. So maybe before Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll complete all these points. So just give me like a 1 hour before the Thursday meeting, okay?
Yeah.
1 or 2 hours, okay? So we can go through all these points, okay? So we have enough points for today call, okay? I will be busy on these points over tomorrow and over the weekend and Monday and Tuesday. If you can give me time on Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever
Yeah.
works with you.
So Tuesday, you want me to send you an invite?
I think invite is also okay, but maybe I can send you a WhatsApp message.
No, I know, but I can't always drop what I'm doing, is what I'm saying. This is not the only thing I'm working on.
No problem. So Tuesday, send me invite on Tuesday and also Wednesday. Just like a quick
Okay.
chat, you know?
Sounds good to me. I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we kind of got the meat of the demo thing down. I mean, I think if we implement all this, then we should be good.
Yeah, it will
Anything
be
else
done.
that we're missing, Anthony?
I believe we are good for now. You know, once this is all wrapped up, I would like to take another test drive, but yeah, I mean, we're nearly there.
Okay. Quick question. When is Tom going to be with the regionals he said yesterday?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday morning.
Okay, I'll make sure that everyone's login is ready to go for Sunday or whenever he wants to do this, so everybody can kind of take a spin in what's here so far.
Yeah, I mean, we're working all weekend, so just text us and then, yeah, when we have downtime or we have a scheduled session, we can just jump in.
All right.
Awesome.
And that's, so yeah, if you do see changes happening while you're working, it's probably because Shahid is I really don't want to kind of stop production while you guys are testing, but it shouldn't be anything jarring, but just keep that in mind.
Gotcha. All right.
All right, I think we're good. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, gents.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.